What's up, everyone? Today is Monday, July 11th. I took three trades, all are on the downside. The stock I traded was UPST and Tesla. The first trade which I took was UPST, which was on the downside. The reason I took the trade was because UPST on last Friday it had a gap to the downside, and then in today's morning session, JP Morgan it gave UPST a downgrade. So that was one of the major catalysts. I was looking at UPST. Now I'm gonna show my trading screen. So UPST 26.55 was the pre-market high level, and 25.54 was the pre-market low. So for the UPST trade, I had two different game plans. One was to enter at the break of 25.54, which was the pre-market low, and also 26.55, which was the pre-market high. I wanted to see if there is any kind of big sellers at that level. If I see big sellers at the pre-market high, then I'm going to enter with small contracts and then enter with big size once it breaks 25.54. So that was my game plan. So around 9:34 a.m. I saw kind of a big rejection at the pre-market high level. That's when I told myself, okay, I'm going to enter with small size. So at this point, I entered with 20 contracts, and my average price was 1.30. And right at this point, my game plan was, if UPST breaks the pre-market high, which is 26.55, I'm going to get out with a loss. And I was risking around $500 for this trade. And if it breaks the pre-market low, which is 25.54, I'm going to enter with 100 contracts. That was the game plan. So at this point, I see the level 2 not really speeding up. At this point, I'm just looking at level 2. I want to see the $26 break. And at this point, I really don't like the fact that the volume is kind of declining. And I don't like that. I want like high volume at this point. So I'm just still waiting for the $26 to break. So in the next few minutes, the 26 doesn't break. And as I told you previously, if I see at level 2 26.50 printing, I'm gonna get out with a loss. So in the next few seconds here, I get out with because as soon as it broke the 26.40, I get out with like a $400 loss. So my average price for this was 1.11. Yeah, so first trade was a loser. Second trade for the day was Tesla on the downside. So I'm gonna go to my interactive broker to look at the chart. So here is a 1 minute candle for Tesla. 747 was a pre-market low, and so right at the open at 9:30, the stock went to all the way to 748, and at 9:34 it broke the pre-market level. This was in my game plan. My game plan was to play puts on the break of 747 level, but at that point I was trading UPST, so I missed out on this trade. But this trade, yeah, this was a really good setup. Although I missed it, this went all the way from 747 to 722, and at 722 I had a key support zone. So it reached 722 and it found a nice support. So all this time I was looking at this, I was kind of getting FOMO, but I had to like calm myself down and not like chase at this point, you know. So I waited for the bounce at 722 level. And the next trade I took was at the break of 722 at this point. So here's my Tesla recap. I entered at the break of 722.46 with 15 contracts, and then I scaled out my positions in the next 2 or 3 candles. So as you guys can see, these are my full prices. I entered with 15 contracts at the average price of 22.28, and in the next 1 or 2 minutes, I took all my positions out. The last trade which I took on Tesla was at 10:55 a.m. And for this trade, I really had to have a lot of patience because I was seeing a descending triangle pattern forming on Tesla. And for this, I had to be really patient, as I told you before. So this is what a descending triangle looks like. It's a downtrend move, and also it has a flat lower trend line. So I was waiting for this move for a long time, and I was being very patient because there was few times where I wanted to get in at the break of this triangle pattern, but at the same time, if you have to be very smart, because this is where market makers comes in. Look at the volume right over here. It's very low. This is not giving you confirmation to enter. But when you see this happening right here at this point, This is where we see a lot of big volume coming in. This is the confirmation. Okay, this is a break of descending triangle pattern. This is a place to get in. So I'm gonna go over to my live trading screen here. At this point, as you guys can see, it broke the triangle pattern. And for this one, I was waiting to see big volume on the volume bar to give me the confirmation. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. And so right here at this point, I really wanted to get in the trade, and I entered with 25 contracts because this was a very high probability trade with a nice pattern forming. So my average field price for this trade was around 21.85. But here's what I did a mistake here, right? Look at this. And also you can see big ask on the 716 level. Like 10,000. So right now my options contracts has gone to 22.70. Like I'm also playing 715 puts. I'm in the money. So right now I'm just waiting to see how much this can go lower, right? So right here I got 50 of my contracts out. There's a reason I got 50 of my contracts out, because I saw a big buyer at the level 2 at 715 level, and I didn't like that. So, and also at the same time, Tesla has already dropped around like 40 points onto the downside, and its ATR is $48. So I wasn't expecting Tesla to go much more lower than that. So that was one of the main reasons I took 15 contracts out, and I still have 10 more contracts remaining. So right now I told myself at this point, okay, let me see how this candle reacts, and also the fact that it was 11 a.m. and I was sitting in front of my workstation for the last 2 hours, and I was really mentally really tired. So I wish I was more focused at this point, but I'm still looking at the level 2 right now. If 716.50 breaks, I'm gonna take all my 10 contracts out. As 716.50 breaks, I'm gonna get out with all my remaining contracts. I wish I was risking a little bit more, because my average price was 21.85 and I got out at 21.84. But one thing I wish I did better was to so once this candle closes, we can see the fact that right here, this candle, this volume, it was below the 9 EMA. So I wish I looked at the volume more, and I wish I had a little bit more patience. But trading is part of the game. Impossible to master every trade, so I have to let it go. So as you guys can see, the next candle, it's just gonna keep going more down and down. But I didn't chase at this point. I was like, okay, I'm kind of mentally tired. I'm done for the day. Took 3 trades and I'm happy with it. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And I'm sure, because at the end of the day, trading is all about discipline. Because opportunities will always come, and you always have to take 2 or 3 good quality setup trades, and that's how you make money in this trading world. So yes, that's my trading review for the day. I ended the day with around 1.5k. Took 3 trades, 1 loser, 2 winners. The third trade on Tesla could have been better, but trading is a journey. I'm gonna learn from my mistake, and yeah, I look forward to tomorrow. Hope you guys found this video really helpful. I'll see you guys in the next one.